I am now live. Alright, cool. What's up, guys? Welcome to the second lunch break with John. Hope you got your lunch spread out and, ready for some slight entertainment, if you will. I see you've got J. Edgar already in the chat saying, waiting for generational gap. Yeah, well, the generational gap is here. Or at least half of it is. So, how's it going, J. Edgar? We got Sully Blue saying "Hola, amigos." I'm sorry to not speak your language. Um, so, yeah, yesterday we went over what is liberty. So we kind of went through a couple of definitions of it and the distinction between liberty and freedom. So today I thought we would talk about why do we want freedom? Do we even really need freedom? What good is freedom? What is it for? J. Edgar says this show has some serious NPR vibes. Yeah, that's just my normal speaking voice. Like, that's the thing. I just naturally have that kind of NPR voice. That's why it's so easy for me to do that impression. Um, but anyway, so I thought today I would do two different sections. First, about social liberty and why that's a good thing and why we want it, and the other one being economic liberty and why we want that. So I'm just going to give it a few minutes, maybe another minute, to let some more people filter in if they would like to. So yeah, I think I've already decided what the topic for tomorrow is going to be. So I think I want to either do, or I have two options. I think I either want to talk about tomorrow anarchy, or I was going to move to like more fictional philosophies, which I want to do as well. So like I was gonna do the philosophy of the Jedi, and I'll probably do the philosophy of the Sith as well, um, and then probably some other different philosophies that have come about from TV shows and movies. Another good example would be the Equalist from the Avatar: Legend of Korra cartoon. It's pretty interesting there. So we'll see. Whatever you let me know which one you guys would like for tomorrow. Let me know which one you guys would like to talk about. Let's give it I don't know, maybe another 30 seconds or so, then I'll get started. Let's see, what else have we got? Do it, J. Edgar says, do the AI thing I put in my Discord. Let's go find out what that is. Let's go find out what that is. Where is it in your Discord? Oh, I see it. Okay. Ran across today and realized that society may be beyond saving. Oh, I've seen that thing. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it's pretty. That's pretty sad, to be honest. Um, but understandable, I think, in the way that our society's been going, especially with how isolated everyone's been for fucking almost a year. So, yeah, yeah, I guess it's understandable. You know, you're missing your friends, family. You can't see them, especially if you're in more dystopian places like California, or out of this country, the UK. You know, I get why people would move towards, I guess, software as opposed to actual human interaction. Besides the normal, like people with no social skills and that sort of thing. So I guess I get it. Let's see. Sully Boo says Mandalorian is arguably the best thing Star Wars since the OG trilogy. I would tentatively agree with that. I'm one of the few people who liked the prequels, so I did like the prequels. But I mean, all of your any criticism that is put towards the prequel trilogy, I don't disagree with. But still, despite that, I like it. So I mean, you don't have to try and argue. I get it. But all right, let's start. Um, so we've got social liberty. Why do we want that? Why do we want to allow people to do the things that they want to do? without government intervention. Um, well, there's a number of reasons. One, no matter how pragmatic your solution is, that would come from a federal government, like a top-down organized government, is not going to work for everybody. There's no way. Uh, it might help most people, that could be true, but probably not. Usually, in fact, not usually, whatever government mandates happen, they do more harm than good. Even if it's intended to do good, even if, they put something forward that is completely intentionally good, it still has disastrous results. I think that people are able to decide for themselves the best way to run their lives instead of having someone thousands of miles away deciding how to run your life better. So, the more liberty you have, the more people are responsible for themselves. And not only that, but the people around them hold them to a higher standard of behavior and character. Because that's the only way to do it, right? That's the only way that you can hold someone accountable is by the people around them. Uh, and that could be for anything, right? That could be for if you're religious and someone else isn't. Well, is it right for you to voice your religion on that person? Is it right for them to stop you from practicing your religion? I think the answer to both of those questions is no. It's not right. So, but if we had, governmental control, well, one of those is going to lose, and one of those is going to win. And that's why it's a problem. That's why liberty equals everyone just being able to do the thing that they want to do, unless it's harming someone else. Let's see. Let's go back over to the chat for a moment. Uh, Sully says, I like the prequels as well. J. Edgar has not seen The Mandalorian yet. It's scheduled for right after he finishes High Castle. I'm not familiar with High Castle. What's that? But Ed also likes the prequels. Sully Blue says, we're still talking about The Mandalorian. The first season was great, but the second, my god. Yeah, the second one is really good so far. Although, I think, like in a lot of... this is the problem with Star Wars for a long time. This is nothing new. But the bringing back previously dead characters is a bit much. Like bringing back Boba Fett, it's a bit much. And then having Ahsoka Tano in there just for like just kind of dangle it in front of people's faces. Like unless she comes back, then I'll be proven wrong. But she was there for one episode, basically to show how badass she is, and then to have her be like, nah, I can't do anything else though. So maybe she'll come back. I don't know, but yeah, it seems like they're just kind of dangling these old characters in front of people and just being like, hey, hey, remember this one? Remember this one? Remember this one? It's like, yeah, I do. Thanks. Sully says it's his son, not Boba. No, it's Boba Fett. Yeah, he was. Yeah, it's definitely Boba Fett. I'm not sure where you got that, because he was talking about his dad Django, which is of course Boba's dad, and he also says she'll be back. She probably will be. She's a fan favorite. Um, but then let's move to our next little topic, I guess. Economic liberty. Now this comes to the same. Oh hey, breakdown with Birkenhoff. Wyatt, what's up? Um, so yeah, let's move on to economic liberty. It kind of follows the same principle as the social liberty, where someone knows how to run their own life better than anyone else does, especially the government. But with economic liberty, yes, people know how to spend their own money better than other people. People know what their personal needs are, the kind of things that they would like to buy, better than other people. This is why, not only that, but markets. It's a lot easier for a market to adapt when it is not centrally planned, because you can't foresee every problem in an economy. You can't foresee every disaster that happens in the world that affects the economy. So centrally planning it doesn't work in that way because if something happens that's not according to the the plan has a difficult time adapting, whereas the free markets do not. They can adapt much easier. They're much more flexible, and they don't break. Now, of course, you'll lose, businesses. You'll lose, some people will be affected, but to a much lesser degree than otherwise. And new ones will pop up, or existing businesses that are about to go down are able to adapt on their own and you know fix the problem a lot better than some centrally planned economy can. And then we can get into taxation and all that shit in a different episode, but yeah, that's pretty much where we're going with that. Let's go back over to the chat here. Sully Blue says, "Yeah, you're right. I remembered right after I sent." Yeah, I know I'm right. It's alright. Just retired boba now. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's just there's no reason. But I'm done jacking the topic today. Yeah, that's fine. Anna Volta says we live in a society. Yes, we do. But how large does that society need to be? Right? Can a society be your neighborhood? Is it perhaps better to deal with problems in economics or social problems in the neighborhood that you live in? Or is it easier to deal with it with 350 million people all at the same time? So just saying we live in a society. I know you're just messing around and this, but yeah, I mean, just saying, oh, we live in a society. I mean, yeah, we live in a lot of societies at the same time, simultaneously. So which one is the most important? Which one affects you every day? Which one affects your life most often and with the most impact? Probably the one closest to you, I imagine. Probably the one closest to you. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had, unfortunately. Unless there's anyone who wants to add to it or tell me where I went wrong, if you would, if I did. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Or do we? Says breakdown with Birkenhoff. Um, no, I mean we definitely do live in a society, but these whole like, oh, that's the price you pay for living in a society thing. I mean, is it though? That's the question you should be asking. Is what does it mean we live in a society? Right? Does that mean that I just have to kowtow to everything that the society says I should? Or does it mean I should be allowed to go my own way and reject society if I so choose? Maybe we all just live in a huge VR sim. That would be cool. Although I'm pretty disappointed in my character if that's the case. I'm pretty good at character creation. I think I could come up with something better, to be honest. Oh man. So, like I said at the beginning of this, I think tomorrow I have two choices that I want to talk about tomorrow. One of them being anarchy and its pros and cons, and or the other one being the philosophy of the Jedi, which is how we got to talking about the Mandalorian in the chat earlier. Uh, so I plan on doing both, just not sure which one I want to do next. So what do you guys think for tomorrow? Should it be anarchy or the philosophy of the Jedi? So I have been on kind of a Star Wars kick lately, so I'm really want to talk about that. So we'll see what happens, I guess. But other than that, I think I'm pretty much done. Sully says anarchy. All right, we got one vote for anarchy. It's probably going to be what I end up talking about since it's along the same vein as yesterday and today's topics. All right. So I think with that, like I said, I'm probably pretty much done. I know these are really short, but I think it's just because I don't have a ton to talk about. Then do Star Wars because it'll lead to other topics in the line. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Sully. So I think I will do that. I think, in fact, this because I'm going to stream tomorrow and Thursday as well, but not Friday. So I think I'll just do Liberty topics for this week, and then next week, starting on Monday, we'll start doing some Star Wars philosophy, and then the following week we'll do another series of topics. I think that's a good idea. I think that's how I'll do it. So with that though, um, I'm gonna end it here, and I will see you all again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, and we're gonna be talking about anarchy. I've just decided. So yeah, we'll be talking about anarchy tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, the only real time zone, of course. Hit the like button if you haven't already. That'd be awesome. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that already. And check out our description because we got a bunch of stuff down there. And I'm not going to give the whole spiel, but just go check it out. It's all there. And I will see you tomorrow.